and I want a fluffy bunny, and I want a fire truck, and I want an entire legion of minions to obey my law with an iron fist, and I want a mustache. Not just any mustache, God. I want the best mustache you can give. A mustache that is so epic it literally extends beyond my face. If you can do these things, then I promise I will be a good boy. I'm going to eat you someday. But now I have to go to bed because it's 9 o'clock. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here to review Bleach chapter number 672, titled Son of Darkness. I don't know why Kubo has to be so elaborate. He could just call it what it is, an eclipse. Son of Darkness, you know what I mean? Whatever. Okay, so chapter starts off with Gerard Valkyrie's head getting fucked out of existence by Byakuya's new technique, Ikasenjinka, his secret technique. Ooh, mysterious. I always wonder why, you know, characters always throw that ogi in there. Ogi just means, like, secret technique in Japanese, but I'm like, yeah, okay, secret technique in Senbon Zakura Kageyoshe, as if to imply that other people are capable of using Senbon Zakura Kageyoshe. No, Byakuya, you're the only one that can use that, so all the techniques should be categorized as secret techniques in that regard. It's not like anyone else is going to be able to use, like, whip out Senkei. You know, except for Yoruichi, that one time she whipped out Senkei, but that was a different kind of Senkei because of translations and for other reasons that I can't explain. Actually, if you actually think about it, though, Yoruichi and Byakuya do have a history, and they trained, and they both have techniques that have Senkei in it, so, you know, maybe there's some there. Anyway, point is, Gerard is absent a head. Not just a head, his entire body begins to crumble apart. The ice pretty much froze him directly to the bone, so his hands and his chest pretty much are completely just fall to the ground with nothing but his legs remaining. We have Toshiro there, who the ice wings have disappeared now completely behind him. They were kind of like levitating behind it, but now they're gone, and his whole body, it looks like exhausted. He has like the major bags under his eyes, so that was probably like his final technique. Like, even when he went into his full Bankai, he still had to suffer from all the, you know, the battle damage he had before that and all the fatigue. I'm sure just activating his final level of his Bankai didn't magically heal him, you know, like the way an Arrancar's Resurrection does. He was probably still dealing with the damage, and that last move he did where he froze Gerard solid probably took a lot out of him, so he's about to pass out, but luckily Byakuya grabs him and holds him to his feet. Ugh, Byakuya, you saved me. I'll always be here for you, Toshiro. Always. You're a true friend, Byakuya. Yeah, friend, totally. Okay, there! Boom! Come on, fanfiction people, I'm gift wrapping this stuff for you. Get on this! But yeah, Toshiro admits to Byakuya that he's pretty much pushed himself a little bit beyond what he was normally supposed to, and he's holding on by a thread. It's also important to note that he is still in his adult form, so I'm going to say that this is going to be a permanent change for him, because considering the fact that he's saying, oh man, I'm tapped, you know, I'm hanging on by a thread here, yet he's still maintaining his form, I'd like to think that if this form was something that he would only go into for a brief period or while he's in his Bankai, you know, he would go back to his regular child form already. Also, I'm thinking Kubo just wants to leave this in for the reactions we're going to get from one like Momo sees him and Rangiku sees him. I'm waiting for that. I don't even know where Rangiku went. I mean, she might have went to go help the other people that are injured, but can Rangiku heal? I don't know if she can. Like, where is she at right now? I don't know. Anyway, they're all pretty much just relieved that Gerard is, of course, dead. Right? I mean, come on, he was frozen solid. Kenpachi went Bankai, Toshiro went Maturity, Byakuya's whipping out his secret techniques in order to finish him off. I mean, guy's dead, right? I need a miracle. I wanna be your girl. Give me a chance to see that you Oh, god damn it, Kubo, come on, what are you trying to do, kill us here? Anyway, from what I can tell, the light from the attack kind of like, you know, like springs down right on top of Toshiro and Byakuya. There's like this one scene here where Toshiro has like a shit ton of, like some black shit on the side of his face that wasn't there previously. I'm assuming that's blood from like the light hitting him, or that's like a gash, or maybe it's a shadow. I want to assume it's like the light is physically harming them. Anyway, yeah, we look up and we see that Gerard's entire body is reforging itself from basically nothing. The light is just springing out of nowhere, or maybe his legs or whatever. It looks like part of it's coming from the sky also. And he reforms himself into a gianter thing with a helmet and spikes coming out of it, and it's kind of really hard to give it an exact shape because it's still kind of like forming itself. I'm sure when it's completely finished, it's going to have like a different you know, appearance altogether. This is kind of like just a rough outline, but yeah, the miracles never cease. So, there you go. You know what I'm going to assume here, given by... This is not a real pocket. Okay, that's good to know. You know what I'm going to assume here is that, considering the final battles are coming up now, considering, like, all the other, you know, Elite Stone Ridders are done, you know, maybe, we still have a lot of people that are still around, you know, like Shunsui and Nanao are still around, Rangiku, you know, Uehara and Nell and Grimjow, they're probably still going to be alive. I'm thinking that maybe they're going to use Gerard as, like, oh man, he's the next big guy we have to defeat below Yhwach. You know, obviously Ichigo has to fight Yhwach. You know, main character has to fight the main antagonist. You know, well, provided that Yhwach is the true main antagonist. And I don't know if Kubo wants to pull a freaking 180 M. Night Shyamalan at the last minute. But, yeah, I mean, Ichigo, that's Ichigo's fight. At the bare minimum, that's Ichigo's fight. I could also see some evidence for Uryu participating in that fight as well. Like Uryu, Ichigo facing off against Yhwach, final battle. That would seem pretty cool. But, what is everyone else going to do? Are they just gonna like, oh, okay, we defeated all the, Elite Stern Ridders. Okay, Ichigo's up there fighting against Yhwach. I guess we'll just, hang out down here, have a picnic. You know, no, they need something to do too. So, obviously, Toshiro and Byakuya and Kenpachi, they are just riggedy wrecked, son. They can't do much of anything at this point. I mean, Byakuya might be able to fight a little bit, but Kenpachi is out. Toshiro is definitely out, so this giant forging himself in front of them, like, that's not going to be able to take it out by those guys. They're going to need a lot of help on this. So maybe we're going to see, like, this is where Renji and Rukia show up, and they're going to use their Bankais again, and then Uehara shows up, and maybe he'll use his Bankai again, and maybe we'll see what's going on with Nell and Grimjow, you know, that kind of shit. Maybe we'll get some United Front stuff going on, and that's, like, ultimately how they're going to take down Gerard, and that'll be that fight against the majority of the Gote 13, while we have Ichigo fighting against Yhwach. So, that's my opinion, though. But they're gonna have to figure out some unique way to take him out. I hope Kubo doesn't just result to like, oh man, we keep hitting him and smacking him around and breaking him apart, and he just keeps getting bigger. Okay, guys, new plan. Keep hitting him and smacking him around a lot, and hopefully he'll stay down. But hey, if Uehara joins in, if he's still around, he'll probably come up with some strategy. Mayuri as well, because Mayuri, he should be almost done being healed in the pod at this point. I can't see why. If it was able to restore Kenpachi's arm in, like, the time span of, like, an hour, I don't see why he shouldn't be about, done now. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on, we cut over to the inside of the Silburn after the title page, where we see Ichigo standing before him. Oh shit, we're already getting on this final battle. Man, that was moving along a much quicker pace than I thought. Alright, Ichigo, you go for it, bro. Whip out your pre-time skip Soul Society era Shikai that is wrapped in a club. What the fuck? Alright, Yhwach, you're going down. Wait, what the... Damn it. Kubo, I think you might have gotten my design a little bit wrong. This was a couple 100 chapters back, bro. No, it's cool, Ichigo, just keep going, I'm about to be clever. You sure? I mean, I like the old sword as much as the next guy, but the new ones are really cool, and we didn't really get to show them off yet. Ichigo, just go attack Bach! Oh, fine, I guess, if you say so.
Yeah, Hashwalth, bring in the mac and cheese situation.
Getsuga Tena! Fuck it, I'm just cutting you. Oh! Alright, that's it, Yhwach is defeated, end of series! Obviously not, but would you be surprised at all? Alright, so, yeah, that was in fact just a dream. Ichigo was not really there in the throne room cutting down Yhwach. Yhwach awakens from his slumber as the sun rises, and he states, morning already. What a wonderful dream. A dream so wonderful it could have been a nightmare. Alright, so, Yhwach has a little bit of morning wood, I guess. Got a grin on his face there. He's like, oh, that dream was wonderful. Anyway, now to partake my morning ritual. Anyway, okay, so couple of things about this. Number one, in Yhwach's dream, Ichigo appeared with his traditional Shikai, his initial Shikai that he had at the beginning of the series when he trained with Urahara. It was wrapped in the cloth. It had like the red beady thing that he had as a bind. I don't know what you would call that, but yeah, that's his old design. Now, you could just write this off as like, well, he was a dream, so obviously he's not going to look like he does now. But then you have to consider, Yhwach never expressly saw Ichigo like that at any point in the series. When Ichigo first met Yhwach, or at least when they first met, like, physically, because Yhwach, Ichigo has his blood in him, so, Yhwach was obviously aware of his existence purportedly, maybe even before he was conceived of. He knew that Ichigo would come, especially since with his almighty powers. So, I'm not questioning why Yhwach would be aware of Ichigo's former Shikai. I'm questioning, like, why in his dream he appeared like that. Mostly why Kubo drew him like that. My opinion is this. Remember back when Ichigo first, was conversing with Zangetsu, and Zangetsu was telling him, I'm not really your Shinigami power, I'm your Quincy power, I'm a representation of Yhwach, that's why I look like this, and Ichigo's like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on! Zangetsu also explains, like, look, the powers that you've been using up to this point is just a tiny fraction of your Shinigami and Hollow powers that I've just kind of been, like lending you. Like, I can't actually teach you Bankai because I don't have any Shinigami powers, like Quincy powers, but I'm just kind of like giving you like a small percentage to get by. So it's, in a sense, it's understandable to think that his original Shikai and his original Bankai, those are the things that, Zangetsu, a representation of Quincy power, gave to him. So maybe that's why Yhwach dreamed him like that. Or it could just be like, oh, it's a dream, so everything gets mixed around. It's not like anything follows a linear path. So the reason he's drawn like that is just because, it's a dream state and it's not supposed to make, canonical sense. And then my last theory is that Kubo just really was sitting there like, damn, I really miss drawing Ichigo with the standard cloth, so I think I'm going to draw that again. Maybe that's the reason he wanted to go with it. Anyway, Yhwach is awoken, which of course means that the power swap is in effect. So Hashwalth, his powers go back to His Majesty and vice versa. Hashwalth receives his balance powers again, so we cut over to see what's going on there. He blocks one of Uryu's arrows with his sword, his claymore, and he notices that the sun is of course rising, and wherever they're fighting inside of the castle, the Varvelt. He mentions, it's Uryu that mentions to him, but he's just off panel. He's like, you missed your chance to take me down before the sun rose. And Hashwalth's looking at him like, I wasn't able to take you down. Dude, have you looked at yourself? So we see Uryu there, and he's not looking too hot. He's looking pretty fucking wrecked. He's having the bow in one of his arms, but he's all bloody, barely freaking stand. He's sweating profusely, got blood running down his face. And, he's like, oh, you have quite the sense of humor, Uryu. You're all beaten and maimed, and you're saying that you're not defeated yet. And they have a little back and forth, but Hashwalth also mentions that, listen, the powers that I got from His Majesty are not really focused on fighting, that omnipotence, omniscience, that's sort of like for seeing the future and other things. That can also be one of Yhwach's dreams, by the way. I'm hesitant to bring that up because, he was having a dream, which was when he was asleep, which was when he did not have the almighty power. So I'm hesitant to say that dream was like I'm seeing the future and Ichigo's attacking me. But then he wakes up and he says, oh, that was a wonderful dream. Like, he wants that to happen. Keep that in mind, too. Maybe he wants Ichigo to kill him because something might happen there with his blood or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Hashwalth's like, my own powers are more than suited to fighting, and I'm going to use them against you. Especially against somebody I should not be making mistakes against, such as you, Uryu Ishida. So he swings his sword, and it, like, the Ryatsu, like, gathers, like he's firing a bow, which is odd, because the whole Hashwolf's deal is that he couldn't be able to forge a bow. Like, his entire life, he couldn't do it. That's why he trained very intently in the sword, and even up to this point in the story, we've never seen him do it. Even when he was fighting against Basby a few chapters, a few dozen chapters ago, he didn't use any sort of, like, reishi bow or weapons, and here it seems that he's able to do something like that. So I'm interested on what that's going to be. Maybe it might have something to do do with his script, the B, more specifically, I don't know. Anyway, Uryu is just kind of looking at him, pretty shocked at what's about to happen. And then we cut to the final scene of the chapter, where we see Ichigo and Orihime ascending the stairs to Yhwach's throne room.
Alright, here we are.
Damn, this is a big door. Really, why do you need such a big door for just one guy? I mean, I understand he's God now, but I think he's just compensating for something, you know, with all the crazy powers he's got.
Compensating? What do you mean, Ichigo?
I'm just saying that you all might actually have a... You know what, Orihime, it's cool. You're too innocent. I'm not even gonna bother explaining to you.
Oh, wait, I think I get it. You mean he has a small dick?
Yeah, that's what I was,
You're so funny, Ichigo-kun.
Right then. Okay, we're just going to open this door now. Oh, by the way, you want to be in charge of defense? That seems pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, this is awkward. So yeah, Ichigo and Orihime arrive, and they're gonna be the ones to take down Bach. Ichigo and Orihime, final battle in the entire series! Maybe. You know, Ichigo fighting off against Yhwach with Orihime. And you know, we get this really emotional moment with her where it's like, you know, staring at Ichigo, and he's like, you know, don't let me down, Inoue, and she's just like, oh, you got it! And then we see, like, little flashbacks from her past, like, all the times before where I couldn't be of no help to Kurosaki-kun, and now, finally, I'm able to fight alongside him and protect him. Okay. Alright. This is a list I have prepared that has every other person in this series that would be better suited to assist Ichigo in this fight. Actually, no, it isn't, because anyone literally would be a better tag battle here other than Ichigo and Orihime. If this was like Ichigo and Hanataro facing off against Yhwach, I'd be cool with that. Like, alright, it's funny. I mean, just for the comedic element alone. You know, that would be hilarious. Pretty much everyone except Yushiro. Yeah. But, you know, Ichigo and Aizen? Fuck yeah! Ichigo and, I don't know, Shunsui Uruhara, Byakuya Toshiro, freaking Sentaru. Remember Sentaru? We all remember Sentaru. No, we don't. We don't remember Sentaru. Fuck you if you just said you remember Sentaru. Nobody remembers Sentaru. I don't even remember Sentaru. But no. Okay. In all seriousness, no. Yeah, okay. Let's just talk about one thing really quick, alright? There was a scene, there was a moment in this series when it really genuinely looked like Kubo was pushing Orihime to the center stage. And Orihime was going to play like an integral role in this battle. It was back during the Arrancar arc, during Hueco Mundo, when she gets captured by Aizen. It's this really emotional moment where she says goodbye, and she's doing it for her friends, and then she meets Aizen, and she sees the Hogyoku, and she's like, I need to use my powers to get rid of the Hogyoku. I gotta stop relying on Kurosaki. I gotta aid him here. And then at the end of the fight with Ukiura, well, during the fight with Ukiura and Ichigo, she basically just, all that character development just gets shoved right out of the fucking door, out of the airlock, 14,000 miles above fucking sea level, and she breaks down crying, bawling her eyes out, screaming for Ichigo to save her. Ichigo goes Vasta Lorde to save her, and then that is like it. We get nothing from her the rest of that arc. Nothing. She's there, she says some words, but that's it. Like, that arc stopped being about Orihime, like, after she got, you know, after that fight with Ukiura, Orihime, whatever character development Kubo was trying to throw her way, it was gone, and everyone just kind of forgot about it. Alright? And now here we have this moment where I think Kubo might be trying to, like, because Orihime has had, like, nothing this arc. Like, nothing getting thrown at her. You know, like, oh yeah, we need to focus on Orihime now because there's something really important that's going to happen with her. Like, nothing. She was not in this arc for like 100 chapters. She showed up, and then, you know, oh, to check out my tits, and then they went to the Soul Palace. She didn't really do anything, you know, considerable there. I mean, she helped, but it's not like there was some really emotional moment with Orihime where it felt like Kubo was going to do something with her, and now there they are, and she's in the final battle, and it just feels a little bit undeserved here. I mean, Kubo threw in a few flashbacks like, hey, yeah, remember all those times that she wanted to help Ichigo? I'm just sitting here like, yeah, Kubo, I do remember those, and you know what? The ship has fucking sailed. Alright? If you were gonna do this shit, it would have been back during the Arrancar arc. Back when you were actually setting shit up for her character. It's not like, oh yeah, no, just forget about that. And then 200 chapters later, it's like, oh, we can just pick up where we left off. I'm sorry, Kubo, it doesn't work like that. No! No, it doesn't work like that. Is Orihime stronger now? I'm sure she is. Is she gonna have powers that might be able to help Ichigo in this battle? Maybe. But it's like her character, like, you just can't, like, oh, I'm just gonna put her development on pause for 200 chapters, then we'll just hit resume like it was not. No. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of this. At all. Alright? I think, you had your chance, you missed the boat, you failed. I'd be just as happy, if not happier, if you just throw in Ichigo's solo battle walking through the door by himself to fight Bach. Unless you're planning on using Orihime in some integral way in this fight, like Yhwach's gonna do some psychological fuckery with Ichigo involving Orihime. That might be a reason. But even then, that wouldn't even be like something that's good. Like, oh, that's the reason Orihime is in this battle. Yeah, just so Ichigo could be manipulated further. Alright, so congratulations, Orihime. You're no longer an aid to Ichigo. You're no longer neutral, not really doing much of anything. You're just kind of like, you're a detriment at this point. So thank you, Orihime, for these lovely, lovely parts of the story. I'm not even blaming Orihime. I'm like, I can't blame a fictional character. It's Kubo's fault. He should have, if he wanted Orihime to be integral in this final battle, he should have showcased her more in this arc. And you're saying to me, like, well, how would he have done that with all the different stuff going on? I was like, I'm not a fucking mangaka. I'm not the one that's the author of this series. He could have figured something out. Anyway. But anyway, yeah, they ascend the stairs, and I'm assuming the gate is unlocked for whatever reason. I guess you all was expecting him. They open up the gates, and Ichigo and Orihime step through.
Ah, welcome. What took you so long? I've been patiently waiting for your
How big is your dick?
Well, the mood I was going for is officially ruined, but since you asked, I'm about to—
No, you don't need to answer her. It's fine. She's with me.
I'm with you.
It's not what I meant.
Okay.
But yeah, Yhwach, meets with Ichigo, and now it's like the same thing that happened with his dream, except now is, of course, he's in the proper attire. He states that, I've been expecting you for a while, and welcome, my child of darkness. Ha! You idiot, I was born in a hospital. There was plenty of light. No, that's not what I meant. Okay, you know what? Let's just get on with this. Alright, end of the chapter. Alright, I don't know where this is going. I don't know if Kubo's gonna, focus on this next chapter. You know what? I think he's going to, but I don't think it's gonna be like the final battle, I don't think it's gonna be like, alright, here we go! Bankai! And Yhwach's Voltstender! Like, BAM! Explosion! Entire Silburn destroyed in a single attack. I think next chapter's mostly gonna focus on Yhwach doing the mind screw with Ichigo somehow, or is this what you really want? Because the shit that happened to him last time they encountered each other back in the Chrysalis Palace, that stuff's still there. Ichigo tried to attack, Yhwach, and he stabbed the Soul King instead. Like, I'm manipulating you through your blood. I'm like, that is still relevant. Nothing happened since then, and Ichigo got knocked off, and he's like, huh, all that stuff Yhwach said, yeah, probably doesn't mean anything. Let's go attack him again. That's basically where we are right now. Anyway, what do you guys think of that? What do you think of what's going on with Gerard? And, how the fight with Yhwach is going to play out? I'm assuming Uryu and Hashwalth, that's going to be their confrontation. I mean, it makes sense, second most powerful against Uryu. That's probably going to be a pretty cool battle. So, yeah, basically we've narrowed it down to 3 major fights. We have Yhwach versus Ichigo and Orihime, we have Uryu versus Hashwalth, and we have probably everybody else versus Gerard. And then Chad and Ganju fighting against stone statues. We have 4. No, okay, we have 3. 3.5. We have 3.5 fights going on here. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the review. This will be Tekking, signing out! Alright, come on, Okay, come on, fanfiction. Okay, come on, Boom! Right there, like, come on, fanfiction people, come on! Boom! Right there, alright, come on, fanfiction people, shit. Okay, right there, boom! Come on, fanfiction people, let's... Shit. Alright, boom, there you go, come on, fanfiction people, Shit. Okay, there, boom, go! Get on it, fanfiction people, come on, I'm gift wrapping this shit for you. I still didn't like that one. I grabbed it, but I didn't grab it as cool as I wanted it to.